Hey everybody, it's Kim here. I'm going to do a thorough tutorial on my new idea that I came up with yesterday, and some of you may have seen it on my Instagram stories. But what I came up with is this pocket insert that goes into whatever size you want, and this is totally applicable to all sizes. I'll show you how to do that. But what it is it's a rolled edge, and I'm going to just rolled edge. And what that does is when you put it in your planner and you fit it right, all you see is this rolled edge. So say you're on this, whatever day this is, so today's Thursday, I have this already in here ready to go. So if I'm out and about and I just need to get in my planner quick and I don't need to go up to the top, I can just use the side roll. And I love it because it feels good, it's got a texture to it, and it works for me there. And this one, I have a pocket here, a pocket down here, and then a pocket up here. Now, I also made one for my pocket wide that I will show you, and this one is a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make one for this size because I need another place to put my receipts. This is on my to-go one, and so it has like my credit cards and change and money, and it has like, you know, my calendars and my task list, to-dos and all that stuff. So what I need is a place to put my receipts because I document all of my purchases here on my thing, and then I total and all that good stuff. Anyway, that's probably for another time. But anyway, I've got this, and what it is it has a pocket here, a pocket up top, and then I've got 3 pockets in one, and it works well for me. So, and it has this rolled edge, and so literally all you do is go to where the edge is, and then you can see it. So anyway, let's get started. I'll stop yapping. I'm gonna move all this out of the way except for, I'm gonna keep these out here for reference, just in case you want to look at them. Okay, so I'm going to be working with the Freckled Fawn because I think this pattern goes really well in my pocket. I love this pattern and color, and it goes well with the fall of the Mommy Lay. So this is Freckled Fawn kit, and it's lovely. It has papers now. Next month they'll have 12 by 12 papers. But like Mommy Lay only has 8.5 by 11. So you can go ahead and use any 8.5 by 11 or trim it to size. So now the only thing you're going to have to do is you're going to trim it height-wise, and then eventually we'll trim it lengthwise so it fits in your planner perfectly or right where you want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my insert here with my ruler, and this is pocket wide. I already know that it's 5.5 by 3.5, but that's just the way I roll for it. So you can use A6, B6, whatever works for you. Just measure the insert size, and so you're going to make that adjustment. So 5.5. So all I want to do is cut this to 5.5. All right, so I've got it cut to my 5.5, and here comes the fun part. I want to show you what I oopsed about, and then you'll understand. So I love this paper from Freckled Fawn, but what I did was, it's a one-way paper, and the roll has to be on the outside. And I started sewing, and I went, oh, okay, one-way paper. So then you really should think about one-way paper. So now here's the fun part. Now you've got your edge of your paper, and you just lift it up and kind of roll it with your fingers. Or I'll show you a different technique if you have this appliance and it works. So you just kind of ease into it, you know, roll it up and crease, roll it up and crease. And then it will start going in a lovely direction. The other thing you can do is put a pencil there and start rolling it this way just to give it some love, and then you can go ahead and make it smaller. And you can make this however thick and large you want it. So if you want it like a 1/2 inch wide roll, that's great. We have enough to play with here. If you take your paper, let's say the long way, you can make the hugest roll ever, which is fine. You just have to think about that. So the other appliance that I think would work I did use this on, and I'm going to show you this technique using this paper. And this is a Martha Stewart's, like a folder thing. Oh God, what's it called? It's a creaser. I don't know. Anyway, so it comes with this doohickey, and then it has these straight lines. So you just put your paper up here, and what you do is you mark up at 1/8 of an inches. You do like 3 or 4 of them, depending on how you want them. So you just pick the side that you want to roll, and kind of draw these, push this paper in so it creases, and you can already see that it's starting to roll up on you, which is a good thing. Okay. So I'm going to do 4 creases. All right, and then put this away. And then you can start using those creases. I don't even know what that is paper-wise. So this crease is here, and you keep going, and it creases, and it rolls for you. Can you guys see that? It just takes a little bit of love to get it started, and it's really cool to do it. Again, if you don't have a pencil, you can use like a barbecue skewer, like a shish kebab skewer, something super thin, and roll it that way. That way it'll be easier for you. But this is what I had, and I thought that would be a fun technique. And then you don't even see the rolls. What I like also is that this has this pattern on the back side, which is really fun. All right, now comes the other fun part. Now you can leave it just like this. I don't think that baby's going anywhere, but I wanted to add some texture. So I've got my embroidery floss and I've got the back end all knotted, and it's all ready to go. Now, to hide the junky knot on the back, what you want to do is stitch from the inside out. That way that junky knot is hidden when you roll it. You see what I mean? So I want I can't decide if I should have my stitches be the opposite so it looks like crisscross, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go up. And the only technique I can share with you as far as so I've got my big bad boy knot in there, and now I'm just going to keep rolling along. I'm not going to go too tight at first. I'm just going to kind of be loose about it, because if you pull hard on paper, obviously it will, it's going to have some issues with how big the holes are, and the paper will rip. So, all right, so I finished, and as you can see, it's really loose, and that's okay. What I'm going to do is hide my other junky knot is in here, but I'm not going to make the knot quite yet. So I went around to the back side to come up, and then so the knot will be on the inside. So at this point, I'm just going to pull that there. I'm going to leave that loose, but I'm going to use this as a tool. I'm going to start rolling it a little bit more and make this tighter as I roll along. So make that tighter if you want it tight. And if you pull, you might be able to do it, but I get so nervous I'm going to rip the paper. I'm just going to do it. Probably at this point I can do it. All right. Yay! So we have our rolled edge, and the junky knot is hid, and you can't see it. The back side looks good. The front side looks good. All I'm going to do is go ahead and tie my knot. And here's a secret trick to get that knot down there. So obviously I did a circle knot with the embroidery floss. To get the knot where you want to go, you hold one end with the fingers here, and then you put your needle, and you put the point of your needle where you want the knot to be. So that knot, you put the needle through this knot and put your point where you want the knot to be, and it secretly sneaks all the way in there. It's the coolest thing ever. And so now I have a hidden knot, and I pull it a little bit tight so I can cut it off. Voila, knot hidden. and I'm ready to go. So then I have my textured edge. Grab your planner again, and here's the other part you'll need. So obviously that this is this is 3.5, but I'm going to have it stick out a little bit. So what you want to do is measure 3.5 from the edge of the rolled edge, and then I add just not even 1/8 of an inch, like a 1/16 of an inch. Hope you guys are following. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me, text me, DM me. Okay, and so that is going to be our folding line. That is where I'm going to be folding, because we're going to use this other back side of the paper to make the extra pockets. Okay, there you go. You didn't have to draw that line unless you want to. I just did it for reference. You won't be able to see it if you do it right on there. But what you can do is just eyeball it here. So it's 3.5, and then I just did one little tick more, and then so that's 1/8 of an inch. So now you've got this, and now what you want to do is cut on this back side where it will meet up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So from here to the edge is 3.5. That's the width. And I'm going to take away 1/8 of an inch because of the oh my gosh, what am I talking about? You know where it ends up? See, now you can see on the back side. You can make it longer and you want to cut it up if you want. All right, so now what are you going to do? You've got this great thing. This is the part where you have to kind of think about it. Do you see how this one, I cut this one prior to it? So before I rolled it, I chopped it off. So then I rolled it, and then I stitched. And I did kind of like an under over loopy thing. I just kind of made it up. I don't think it's like technical. Anyway, so I've got this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slice this edge off here so it's easy to get something inside, and then I'm going to slice here, but only on one side. So just watch, and it will make sense in just a second. Sometimes you have to think like three-dimensionally when you make these projects. So now when I've attached here and attached here, I've got a pocket on the top. But if I want a pocket on the inside, I have to open this up and draw a pocket here. You can use an X-Acto knife to draw on this. I'm just going to use my rotary cutter because that's the way I roll. And you don't want to go all the way to the edge. Here's my trick for you. You do that, and then you take a pair of scissors that are nice and pointy, and you go straight across, because that will give you a little bit of extra wiggle room to get your stuff in and out. So you've gone the angle and then a straight across for that. So now I have a pocket here and I have a pocket here. Now if you want to show a little of the background paper, what you want to do is just parallel what you just did, and it will give you the backside paper. Does that make sense? Again, so I have that, and I'm going to take my sharp scissors and cut up and remove that piece of paper. That way when there's nothing in the pocket, you've got a detail. So, making sense, guys? All right, last pocket I want to do is, well, let's see, what did I do on this one? Oh, I went straight across. That seems like a good idea. So let's go ahead and use one of these lines, open her back up again, and draw, cut right there, not all the way to the edge, remember? So the rotary cutter is just to get you started, and then you can use the scissors to make it longer if you want. Now remember, we're going to have to tape along here and adhesive tape along the other side. Okay, fun. So we've got a pocket here, a pocket there, and a pocket there. So now what we're going to do is just adhesive it all together, and then we're ready to roll. I like using this tape. A tape runner would be fine, but when you're using the pocket, it kind of doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. So I want to use this 1/8 of an inch, or I think that's what it is, 1/8 of an inch adhesive tape, and I'm going to do both sides. I know it's a little overkill, but I don't want stuff falling out. So you can do this side, and then this down here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and shut it, and that bone fold really helps get everything right where it needs to be. Push that down, and there you have it. All right, let's see how it fits into here. There you go. It fits just perfect. Yay! How fun is that? Now the fun part, you can decorate it like what I did with some die cuts or some stickers, and then it personalizes it and makes it your own. And you can even put a tab on the type if you wanted to put receipts as a tab, or a weekly, or today, or whatever works. I think it works great. And then you've got this great place marker with a rolled edge. Thanks guys, bye.